Good afternoon, everybody. How are we all doing? And welcome back to oh oh BRL's back. Woohoo! I hope you're all doing very well. I'm doing very very well. Thank you for asking. Um, we're back, season seven of BRL. I mean, dear Lord, I didn't realize time could go so quickly. I mean, how the hell have we made it this far? I have no idea. But we're here and we have a lot to cover. It's round one, it's Las Vegas. It's a track that I'm not exactly known for knowing, right? It's not a strong one of mine. I didn't watch the race because I couldn't really be bothered if I'm frank. Um I think I've commentated on it once, but I don't really know the track. So this is going to be a bit of a learning curve for both you and I today. So with that in mind, there's not a lot for me to talk about really. Obviously, with it being a brand new season. Carter, hi Jay Thompson, how are you, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Yeah, with it being a brand new season, there isn't a whole lot for me to talk about because, well, as far as we're concerned, the standings are back to square one again. You know, there's nothing really to report on. Excuse me for just one moment. Something's really bothering. I'm just fixing it. Lovely. Right, I return. Um, yes. So, well, what should I really say? I mean, we've got a lot of people that have got good chances of winning the championship here today. So it's not going to be um, it's going to be a really wild season. I can talk to you about the calendar. That's something I can do. Shall we do that? That seems like a wise idea. So we have a very short calendar, I must say. Um, Vegas to begin with, then Bahrain, then Australia, then Monza, then Silverstone, then Spa, then Austin, then Brazil, and that's it. 8 races, and then we're done. So literally, it's going to be the blink of an eye, and then we've finished. It's like we never even started in the first place. But that does mean that every single race matters quite a lot more now than it did beforehand. So it's certainly going to be a very, very interesting race. And I think every single race this season is going to be dead interesting. Additionally, as well, we haven't got a week off at all. So Lord knows how I'm going to manage that. But we'll figure it out somehow. Um, right, shall we get into qualifying? Because qualifying is taking place. You know, I say this pretty much every time because I do kind of forget fairly often to make sure to actually sort of go over and check up on quali. So we should probably do that. And I'm actually going to remember this time round to activate the sound because I kind of forgotten to do that recently. I do apologise. It's not my fault. It is my fault. But you know what I mean. Like, it's not intentional. Let's put it like that, shall we? It's not intentional. I just forget. Um. So if you don't know Las Vegas, which you know me and you are like, the start finish line's up in the top right hand corner. So don't think that that big back straight's the start finish because it's not. Um. Obviously, it goes down the main strip at Vegas, which is, you know, makes it cool or something. I don't really know. Um, as I say, I wasn't much of a fan of the Vegas Grand Prix and sort of what happened. So it did kind of go under my radar quite a lot. I'll be very honest with you. Um, well, I should say, Cadam's just gone and put in the fastest lap. We were watching him do that. A 132.6 at the moment sits as our top time, but we've got quite a lot of people coming through. Exeler's put in the fastest third and final sector, so Cadam is looking good. Does not looking good very much anymore, as J-Horse has just battered everybody out of existence. Yes, J-Horse has done rather well there, I must say. Um, few more drivers starting to put times on the board. 2 AlphaTauris doing rather well. I should also introduce you to sort of, you know, driver moves. What are we seeing? What's new? Well, J-Horse, that to begin with. He's in a Haas nowadays. Our Henson's rocking the Ferrari. I mean, our Henson to me will always be Williams, but he's gone to Ferrari. I feel like he's a bit of a Nigel Mansell there. He's gone from Williams to Ferrari. But he did have... What was it? Was it AlphaTauri in the middle of it? I'm not too sure. Resurrection's been given a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with Robsu. Lord knows what happened there, but something certainly has. As more and more people start putting times on the board, Kresnos is, alongside with J-Horse, as per usual, outrageously close to each other. 9 thousandths of a second split those two apart. It's 3/10 then back to our Henson, who's having a pretty good qualifying so far, ahead of Caden, ahead of Excelist, his teammate. Yeah, I mean, so far they've got a few people that are sort of about a second off the pace. Hopefully that kind of gets closed down soon enough. Mr. Cookie currently on for about 1 hour lap time. You know, he's crossed the 1:32 already, and he hasn't even got onto the final straight. So I think he'll be going again, unless he has a problem at all. He does have a oh, that is quite a problem, isn't it? I mean, a lack of a front wing is usually a big giveaway that something's gone wrong in that lap. So Mr. Cookie will be coming in. He'll be getting that fixed, and hopefully he'll be getting back out soon enough. But that means he's probably going to have... He's probably only going to get 2 runs, as opposed to pretty much everybody else who's going to get a nice easy 3, as Jay Thompson pops it at the top of the tables there with that 1:32 dead. A hell of a good time in comparison to Kresnos and J-Horse, making them sort of look like midfield runners. So Jay Thompson in a really, really good position at the moment for qualifying. He's only got John Meister, Exotic, Cookie, and Blackbone to put in times. So Mr. Cookie certainly could be a threat. I mean, you never know. Everybody could sort of put it together, but, you know, Mr. Cookie, we've already seen him have a bit of a shambolic first lap. So you never know. It might just not be Cookie's week. It's not the weekend, it's Wednesday. So I take a drink there. I'm so glad I've gotten lemon Fanta, because the sun's been out, so it is automatically lemon Fanta kind of weather. I mean, it's really not. It's been really drizzly and horrible today, but the time has come for lemon Fanta. Honestly, best summer drink in the world. If you disagree with me, then shush. So yeah, still a couple more people out on track, but no one I don't think is going for a lap. Maybe Exotic Words is... Yeah, I'm going to say he is, by the looks of it. Yeah, well, yeah, he's probably going for the RS is decreasing. So we'll watch Exotics as he goes through Sector 1 there. 44.5 to start the lap. It's a perfectly... I have absolutely no idea if it's a good start or not. I'm going to be totally honest. It could be, you know, on for pole. It could be at least 3 seconds off. I have no idea. But we'll keep rolling with it anyway. And I'll just say that so far I haven't seen any major mistakes from him. So all is running well. All is running very well with a purple Sector 2 into the... I think it is the final braking zone. You might have to lift slightly for the final corner. But oh, he invalidates. So that is his lap over. He'll have to wait for a little bit longer before he can get started again. John Meister as well. This is somebody I want to keep an eye on. Oh, it's this Williams. Yeah, that makes quite a lot of sense. Now, as you may know, obviously I'm not supposed to be... I'm supposed to be completely unbiased and fair and just. But, and I say this with a large... Actually, no, that's going to get taken horrendously out of context. I'm not even going to bother. I say this with a large, however, Williams, I do have a bit of a soft spot for. I'm going to be totally honest. I'm not supposed to have a soft spot for anybody, but I have a little soft spot for Williams. And in all honesty, what are you going to do about it? Yeah, I thought so. So we have got quite an array of drivers out on track at the moment. So a lot of people getting out on track. unsurprisingly. We've got 8 minutes to go, so pretty much I think everybody's on their second run, except for a couple of literally like 3 people that will be out on their first run. That is if Exotic comes out. Blackbone there just starting his lap. I think Mr. Cookie's just starting after him. No, well, no, Exotic is out. So everybody's going to get their first run in at the very minimum, or at least that's kind of what we're hoping for. Whoa, who was that? That was not Kong that just jumped up there into P4 with a much better time. So the 2 Hasses looking very, very strong at the moment. Cresnos just starting a lap there. See our Henson just starting a lap as well. We got a McLaren coming around the final corner. Let's see how he gets on. Oh, no, he's diving into the pits. Red Bull through next by the looks of it. Aramaleth, yep, now down this back straight. How's he going? He's going for an outlap. So that's nothing too much to worry about. I think it's then John after. No, it's not. It's an Alpine, I believe. Resurrection. Yes. Oh, is it Star Wars behind that? Right, best name on the grid. Instantly. Star Wars Beast puts it P12. With actually a fairly solid time. Ferrari's just come through. Excelus goes P2 with a very, very good time. Puts himself a 10th within the pole position. There we go. That's the word I wanted. Sorry, that just didn't spit out then. Mr. Cookie's just started a lap. His teammate Daedric sliding all over the gaff. He's managed to keep it going in a straight line. Fair play to him. A few more people coming across the line there. I think that's Blackbone there just finishing. Yes, it is. He puts himself P5 for now. So a good opportunity to hopefully hold that position, really, will be what he's hoping for. Kresnos goes fastest. 131.6. That is outrageously quick. Someone stop this man, because the outrageousness levels are unsightly in the nicest way possible. McLaren through now. I think that's intensity. P12 currently. But I believe just starting a lap considering his ERS levels. I can only presume. I think this is Exotic through now. No, it's not. I'm going to focus on Cookie because he's now coming through Sector 2 into Sector 3. Nice and heavy on the brakes. Gets it tucked through. And back on the accelerator now all the way to the line. What's he aiming for? A 131.6. I'm going to say he's probably going to be aiming for a 132, 133 region. Oh dear. That's not good for Mr. Cookie. 1.8 seconds off of pole position. Puts him P17 with his teammate Daedric Prince ahead of him by about sort of 700ths of a second. It's certainly not looking good for the Mercedes pair. Sat 2 from the bottom of the qualifiers. Robsu obviously not in this qualifying session. So I'm kind of just discounting him because obviously he has secured 20th place with putting no time on the board whatsoever. What was that? Did you hear that? Could have sworn I heard something then. Who knows? Yeah, intensity through P12. I think that's now everybody through on a fast lap, if they were on a fast lap. Yeah, no. Oh, no, we got people starting to come out again. Kadam and Pablos out. Aramaleth out. How long we got? We got 3 minutes 40, so still got a fair while before the end of qualifying, but they're deciding to come out early, which, you know what, I respect. I respect it. I think Pablos has just started his lap, so yeah, we'll watch Pablos. And then it's going to be Daedric through next, yeah. Or not, he's coming to the pits. Oh no, that's Mr. Cookie. Daedric's further down. Yeah, I'm really with it, as you can probably tell. Pablos What's he at? He's at P11 at the moment. So I reckon if he can... I think really a top 10 finish here would be really solid for him. He's about to come out of Sector 1. We'll see how he's doing. It is very close in that midfield. So just a couple of tenths here and there could definitely help propel him. Over half a second quicker isn't just going to slightly propel him. It's going to launch him into the top 3. And comfortably so. Or very nearly anyway, with the help of Sector 2 and indeed Sector 3. 2 sectors of which he hasn't completed yet. I certainly think he's going to be okay. Let's see how he gets on. End of Sector 2 now. It's slightly worse. He's only down by 0.4 of a second. So he can certainly try and open that gap up a little bit. He was at 0.5 before. He's at 0.4 now. Let's just hope that he isn't at 0.3 when he gets across the line, because that would only promote him sort of to P7, P6. He's going to come across the line now. It's going to be P6. And it was about the same as Sector 2, and it's just not quite going to be enough to really put some meat on the table. But P6 for now is a good starting point. It's just the worry who else is indeed going to be going for their laps. Everybody around him going on an out lap at the moment. So sort of just waiting for the moment to arrive, I imagine. Absolutely hammering it down the straights. He's about 0.4 up on his time. Down on his time, sorry. He's not up on his time. He's doing better. He's got a AlphaTauri just in front of him. That's Hazard. So, yeah, Amalef next driver through. And then it's the other Alfa Romeo. It's Kresnos to start his time. Now, that's an important one you need to watch out for. Going to make sure we try and pay attention to some of these guys as well, because they'll be going for their times. Mr. Cookie also on an outlap P19 at the moment after the people behind setting time. So he's currently the worst driver out there. From our current world champion, this is not the kind of driving levels we expect of him. And who have we got coming through soon? We got Pablos just coming out of the final chicane. It's very, very bad time indeed. So now he'll be starting another lap. No, he won't. He's diving into the pit lane. He thinks his qualifying's over. Personally, I would have gone for another lap and just rinsed whatever I did, in fact, have out of those tyres. Get it out of those tyres. Intensity retiring from the session. Mr. Cookie finally getting off of his outlap. Couple of people that I'm slightly worried about. J-Horse, he just starts. Both of them just start with seconds to spare. Exodus has gone P3 with that time. But there is still plenty of opportunity for people to try and come back. We're going to have to pay attention to Kresnos, because he is extremely close to the end of the finish of qualifying now. He's gone through Sector 2. He's slightly up on his time. And oh, he invalidates. So that's his qualifying over. J-Horse has only just started, so we'll come back to him in a jiffy. Who else have we got at the moment? I'm going to focus on Jay Thompson, you know, because I think he's going to be one of the only people that could possibly even stop Kresnos. He's going to have an absolutely fantastic second and third sector, because the first was probably not even good enough to get himself above Exodus. He's got another 2, nearly 3 tenths to go after that. It's going to be a big task for this Alpine to try and gather any positions, but he's going to have to try. John Meister there putting himself P5 with that time. It's good, very good pace there through the second sector. Now he's got to make sure he just nails the third as much as he physically can. He's going to come across the line, and what's he going to do? He's going to do a 1:31.8, which puts him P3, exactly where he wants to be. And now J-Horse will be one of the last men through. Oh, big crash there for the McLaren. Mr. Cookie through now, goes fastest with a 1:31.6. A thousandth of a second quicker. J-Horse improves, but it's not enough. And that has to be the closest qualifying we have ever had. 1,000th. 1,000th of a second. My dear Lord. thousandth of a second. J-Horse, 35 thousandths of a second off of pole position, and it puts him third. Mr. Cookie with a 131.607. Kresnos, oh, it was 2,000s. It was 1,000s on my screen, was it not? It was. Yeah, it was definitely 1,000. Kresnos, a 131.609. J-Horse, a 131.643. That is outrageously close top three. I'll tell you that for free. It's certainly going to cause carnage into turn 1, 2, and even possibly 3. No, that was too bad. Anyway, Jay Thompson on the second row for Alpine, along with J-Horse, Exodus, John Meister, Exotic, then Arhinson, RLF, then Blackbone, Pablos, then Not Kong, Resurrection, then Kadam, Star Wars, then Hazard, then Luke, then Intensity, then Daedric, then Robsu. And why am I not seeing any reactions? What? I mean, Mr. Cookie has gone from last to pole right at the end, right at the end of quali. I am shocked. I thought Mr. Cookie was going to get like P10 because I thought, oh, that is just not the performance. It's just not going to be a good one for Cookie. But no, pole position. That man is good at many things. Baffling me is one of them. Honestly, that is just mental. Right, okay. We hold steady and ready for words for lights out. Hopefully, it should be a good one. I think it's going to be very interesting into turn 1. Obviously, turn 1's a bit of it's an alright corner around here. It's nothing special. Let's hope that it's certainly special tonight. Under the dark, sandy skies of Nevada, we go to 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights on a very curvy start-finish straight. It's a long pause, but we are indeed away, and Mr. Cookie gets off to a fairly average start, and I think it is going to secure him. P1 into turn 1, and the Alfa Romeo is going to have to defend. Nahash trying to come round the outside. Is he going to be able to do it? No, he can't. The Alfa Romeo tucks in nicely there, and I think Jay Thompson's now putting the pressure on J-Horse. He's going to try and take it round the outside, and it's going to pull off for him. J-Horse losing a position in the early starting point there, and Jay Thompson looked to have the pace to try and attack the Alfa Romeo, but it's not quite going to happen. He gets very close to the back of it, and he's going to have to hold on for a moment's time, try and sort out another opportunity to try and go for the move as they get very, very close now in through Sector 1, through the tight and twisty sections. It's the hardest part of the track without a doubt, and I think many of them will agree. Everybody's made it through very cleanly. No first lap crashes. As soon as I say that, somebody stopped. It's Resurrection. What's happened to him? Oh, he's the sideways, and it's a virtual safety car, so race neutralized. That is the worst commentator's curse I have ever had. Without a doubt, I was literally, as I say, oh, it's incredible. No one's crashed. Someone crashed. I'm sorry. That's all. I'm sorry for doing that to you. That's so bad. Right, okay, so virtual safety car, lap 1. So far, not a lot of major changes. We do indeed go green now. Let's quickly check the position swaps. A few people up a couple of places, up 3 the maximum. And I think, look at them go. Jay Thompson's managed to do it. Can he get Mr. Cookie? He's on softs. Mr. Cookie's on hard. So it certainly should be a bit of an unfair battle. And I think that is kind of what we're seeing already here. Hence why Jay Thompson's managed to get past Kresnos and J-Horse. If we do quickly check the tyres, it's mediums all around except for Jay Thompson, who soars into the lead of the race. Down into that braking zone after the short straight. And I think it's now going to be an opportunity to try and pull away as much as physically possible and indeed get yourself out of that DRS zone, Jay Thompson. That is the one thing that he really, really needs to make sure he does as soon as he physically can. Break free of DRS. Absolutely rapid pace, and I think he is probably going to be able to do. He's gone fastest sector 1. He's going to have a very, very good braking zone into and through the difficult, twisty section of sector 2. He just wants to pull away as much as he physically can. Right now, it's half a second. What it is half a second too short on his ability to break free of DRS. I've changed the wrong one. Kresnos unbelievably close to the back of Mr. Cookie. Now he's going to swap to the inside. Can he get it on the brakes? Indeed he can. Mr. Cookie tries to fight it back. Doesn't quite work. The Williams running very wide there. I can see John Meister, and it's a very poor exit from Kresnos. Mr. Cookie's going to be able to take that position back almost instantaneously, and I think J-Horse is going to try and have that opportunity as well. He's going to go around the inside. It's a start-finish straight. He's managed to get the move done. Very, very brave from J-Horse, and that is a second gap between Jay Thompson and Mr. Cookie, which certainly gives Jay Thompson a big, big advantage, because he can try and walk away now in the hopes that Mr. Cookie, J-Horse and Kresnos will fight, and hint, hint, they are. J-Horse making a move down the inside there on Mr. Cookie, gets it done very nicely. Now heading through into the tight and twisty section, and it is going to be fairly straightforward for pretty much every driver. Nobody going for any outlandish or outrageous moves into there, and I think that's probably for the best. I wouldn't even dare consider it, and I'm glad that none of them are either. It has been a fairly entertaining start to this race, I've got to say. Jay Thompson not over that second margin anymore, really sort of opening him up to risk, because that is J-Horse with DRS. Now heading down this main straight, John Meister as well is looking dangerous on the right hand side of Kresnos, and he is going to get past. Heading down the back straight into the chicane they go, and it's going to be a comfortable position for John Meister. Kresnos not contesting it into the braking zone whatsoever, and to be honest, I don't really blame him. It would have been a very, very bold move and probably rather risky. Look at this, J-Horse soaring down the inside. He's done it once already. He's done it twice today, and he opens himself into the lead and a fastest lap with that move. Really, really ruining the time of Jay Thompson right now. He needed to get onto those softs and pull away. What's happening right now is he's on those softs and he's not in first place. He's going to want to get back into first as soon as he can and try and get himself into a position where he can break that DRS, because that is the important bit, and we thought he had it. And then all of a sudden, J-Horse just absolutely flew down the straights and has managed to regain that position with the help of DRS. Easy as you like, really. Bar this, though. I mean, it's very close, isn't it? We've got three sort of stragglers that have had issues by the looks of it. I think a few of them might have pitted. Resurrection definitely has pitted. I'm guessing damage-related reasons. I can't really see them pitting for any other reason. Kresnos falling down the pecking order. What's happened? He's crashed into the side of the wall. A driver that was looking so competitive has managed to get himself stuck with the wall. I'm not sure what happened to cause it. Something certainly happened. Jay Thompson has something's happened at the front as well, because he's gotten himself back into the lead again, and John Meister has managed to get himself up into P3. Pablos has managed to get himself past Cadum and only just through the chicane section, and I think another move was made slightly further back as well, but I can't quite tell you which one. Danger Prince getting past and having a big kerfuffle with the Aston Martin driver. Is he going to be able to get on the power and overtake Robsu now through this? They go side by side, and I think Hazard wants to get involved as well. Can he make it work? John Meister falling down the order. What's happened there? He's going very, very slowly. He must have had a big incident, but he's got himself running back once again. He was P3 at one point now. P9. Jay Thompson once again losing the lead to J-Horse, who manages to get it done into into sector 1 down that first straight. Blackbone there putting in the fastest time, a 1:35 dead. He currently sits. Where is he set? Oh my god, I can't see him. Oh, P19. Well, it was Blackburn, so I was looking for Haas, and yeah, not Williams. That'll be why. Right, well, can J Horse hold this through Sector 2 and into Sector 3? My immediate idea is no, probably not. But I think he might have the additional help of Mr. Cookie putting a lot of threat on the Alpine. He's not going to have that benefit. I think he's actually going to be disadvantaged by it because Mr. Cookie also gets through as Jay Thompson makes the move and makes it look very easy, I must say as well. Big wiggle out of that final corner of the chicane, but I think he's just about going to survive it. Mr. Cookie not quite as brave as J-Horse. He's keeping his wheels in, and now he slots it to the inside. Can he get it on the brakes? It's going to be very close. I think the Alpine's just about managed to have it. No, he hasn't. It's gone horribly wrong for the Alpine. Must have been twitchy during the midsection of the corner because Mr. Cookie has swooped through, and so is J-Horse. Puts J. Thompson down into P3 there. So that's the issue with that. That camera angle, you just can't see what's going on, really. Right until the last second. That globe is so funny. Pablos just gaining a position on Cadem there, and I think the Red Bull behind Aramleth is interested in getting the same move done. Cadem tries a very bold move to the inside, realises, oh, I'm never making this corner, and backs out as he just tries to get the car slowed down. Whatever means necessary, that's going to lose into place and make Aramleth's overtake a hell of a lot easier than he was expecting. Now just looking back up at the top, and it is a 2/10 gap between Mr. Cookie and J-Horse going down the main straight. I think it's going to be a pretty comfortable overtake for J-Horse. A pretty comfortable overtake for J. Thompson. It's made a little bit more challenging considering Mr. Cookie slotted it to the inside, but he is going to revert back to the racing line, ready for the corner. He was never going to keep the Alpine behind, really, was he? I couldn't really see it happening, to be totally honest with you. Gaden's managed to get past Aramleth again, but Aramleth soars to the inside. Dives straight through with an absolutely fantastic little move there, and I think the McLaren is going to try and come back. Is he going to be able to get it through the fast left-hander? Reminds me a lot of Marina Bay. Into turn one they go. Cadem does indeed get himself into the front. Breaks a lot. Aramleth running right into the back of him there. But I think there might have been a little bit of damage that he's picked up. Hopefully not. I'd like to see Aramleth do rather well. It'd be a shame for him to pick up any unnecessary damage. But that hit did look quite hard. Good 10 mile an hour, 20 mile an hour hit. You never know with these F1 cars. They can sort of just fall apart like that. And the track certainly is quieting down a little bit. Not too many more battles taking place as of right now. But that's all right. You know, we've got time. We've got loads of time. We're on lap 7 of 25. So it's actually quite a long circuit, really, if you think about it. Only 25 laps. That's short. I mean, usually we're sort of used to, what, 29, 30, sometimes 32 laps. 32 laps, I think, is kind of the norm, because a 50% race, the norm is sort of about 18 laps. What's going on in this midfield? Oh, hell's breaking loose in this midfield. Just moves flying here, there, and everywhere, heading down into the chicane. I think the chicane is probably the best opportunity for an overtake. Jay Thompson diving into the pit lane. So those softs finally giving up 8 laps in to 25. Spent 7 laps on those soft tyres and has finally called quits on them. And he's going to probably come out, I'm going to say about 15th, really, if he can manage to get himself out in front of this AlphaTauri. He has managed it. Hazard, oh, actually quite a surprisingly long way back. The issue is now, is for Jay Thompson, he's 13th and he's got Pablos and Intensity right in front of him, having a big old scrap as Pablos just knocking the wall there. So he's got to get past them. Then Luke and Star Wars and Kresnos, who are having a nice little fight. John Meister It's just in front of them, who's picked up a penalty. He's going to have to get past. Henson as well, just in front of him still. And then it's a bit of a gap to Aramileth. But it's going to be heavy traffic. It's very heavy traffic in the middle there. Mr. Cookie just getting past J-Horse in the place where we know there's going to be an overtake every bloody time. Exilus getting past Exotic. And I think we could probably see many more overtakes to come down this main straight. I mean, look here, Henson and John Meister, they're going to go side by side. John Meister's going to get... Oh! Big knock there. John Meister just trying to get back onto the racing line a little bit too soon. Clunks the side of the Ferrari and ghosts, luckily, to cause an absolute... to prevent an absolute catastrophic collision between the two of them. He is having to come into the pit slow for wing damage and maybe sort of just an early stop on the medium tyre. Set the hards on for the rest of the race. It's not the worst times coming. I mean, it's not the best. But, you know, he could have had that collision 3 laps earlier. So it's not that bad. I've stopped yawning, which is lovely. Here's the thing I could so do with... What's it? Words I could so do with co-coms, because I just get knackered speaking to myself for an hour straight. It's tiring, man. Mr. Cookie currently sits in front as we now get onto the back run. And I think I can tell you what's about to happen. J-Horse is going to have all the DRS in the world. He's going to slot it to the inside. And he gets himself into the lead of the race. Mr. Cookie's going to have to subside for P2 at the moment. But I can just see these two chaps swapping again and again and again. They're on the same set of tyres, are they? No, they're not. In fact, this is advantage Cookie at the moment, because he's keeping up with J-Horse, who's on the medium tyres. J-Tops are there getting past Henson. Also, Henson with a time penalty, 3 seconds, I believe. Yeah, 3 seconds. The only man with a 3-second time penalty, because Exotic and Daedric have got 5 seconds, and John Meister has got 10 seconds, which is rare, because you usually see the 3-second time penalty is like the most common one. It's the one you always see. It's just not the case here, it turns out. Apparently 3 seconds is rare and incredible. What is going on back here? What in all manner of hell is going on back here? This is the front of the grid. What in the manner of all hell that's holy is going on? Oh, Daedric came in. Serve for 5 seconds. That's good. I need to actually, try and figure out where the hell on the grid am I. Well, I can tell you who's going to be leading into turn 1. It's going to be Mr. Cookie. It's quite nice to see overtakes. One issue is once you've seen the same overtake 10 times for every driver, all of a sudden it begins to get suddenly rather boring. As Exotic gets past, as Jay Thompson gets past, Aramileth going to subside, Kresnos getting past, Star Wars being demoted down to P8. All with the same move. I mean, it's impressive that they can all pull off the exact same move. But it is the exact same move. Oh no, I've broken my mic. Oh well. It is the exact same move. Do excuse me for 1 second. I've got these things. I'm supposed to have keybinds. I wonder if it's... it's because I had numlocked it. Right, okay. Do excuse me for 1 sec. Yeah, sorry, I have some keybinds to 0 and full stop on my numpad. For sort of like muting my mic and everything. It's almost my Elgato, but because I don't really use the number pad for anything else, unless of course I'm using Excel. But like, who streams Excel? There's no professional XL. It's so weird, man. Oh, that was a move that wasn't on the main straight, and it's going to be a pretty problematic move because Exodus tried to get around the corner, figured out he couldn't, and has now lost out on DRS with Exotic in front of him, who's just going to sort of walk away, really. Quite depressing, really, isn't it? He's just walking away from the Ferrari, the Red Bull. I mean, that's just resemblant of real life, if I'm being totally honest. As I don't really, I don't see anything new there. Here we go. Let's watch these two overtake each other. Need to figure out what corner that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Surely it's turn 12. I'd like to think it's turn 12, but I genuinely don't know what constitutes a corner anymore. Because, you know, Austria turn 2 isn't a corner, but it is. And then you'll have other ones which are like so obviously a corner, but they aren't. Vegas track map. How is that turn 50? Turn 14? What? Is there two? Oh, they've got there's 2 turns up there. That's not just 1 turn. Oh god, right, okay. Well, turn 14. This is a turn 14 massacre. I'm calling this race. It's the turn 14 massacre. The good job it's not turn 10 because that's a bloody studio, isn't it? I don't know if it's still around. It used to make all the Forza games. Don't know if it still does. I haven't played Forza in a long time. I'm interested to see how this dynamic plays out because you've got J-Horse on mediums, running them for quite a while, considering the halfway point in this race is what, lap 12 and a half. So he's running them for a while. It's just a matter of lots of movement going on here. Is that just people coming into the pit lane? Yeah, yes. I was like, what on earth's going on there? But nope, just pits. Well, but yeah, I'm genuinely, I'm not surprised we've only got 4 concurrent viewers because this is, I mean, there's overtakes, but they're not like interesting overtakes, if you know what I mean. Like, when you say, oh yeah, I want to race with overtakes, you mean I want a race where cars battle for like 4 corners straight. It's just the turn 14 massacre. Oh, more movement. Oh, what is going on here? Oh my god, so much is going on. Oh god, there's an Aston Martin without a front wing. Oh dear, what happened there? Robsu is front wingless. He is just about getting round. He's nearly spun it. Oh, he's hit the wall there ever so slightly. I mean, he's trying to hold on to dear life, but I think he might have rear wing damage as well with the amount he was sliding through that corner. And oh, the understeer is just catastrophic. Oh god, that was close to knocking off the front wheel. This is just terrifying to watch now coming down the main straight. Many a move happening. But this is just interesting to sort of see. You know, he's trying to fight the car so badly. Hazard just making a diving move there. Right, he hasn't got much more to go. He's got this chicane. Oh, Henson goes 1:34.9. Fastest time for the Scuderia. Gets himself through and only just. My god, it's amazing how much the car is skating because it doesn't have a front wing. I don't know about you, that just doesn't add up. Oh, he's coming to that way too hot. 5 second time penalty speeding in the pit lane. And he retires from the session. Unsurprisingly. Rightio. Yeah, J-Horse still going. It's lap 14, and now he's 1.2 seconds off of Mr. Cookie. So I know exactly what's happened here. J-Horse's tyres have hit the wall. That's exactly what's happened. They've hit the wall, and hence he is slowly catching Mr. Cookie down that straight, but you know, they've overtaken each other on that straight literally every time for the last 12 laps. Kresnos has made a very good recovery as well, may I say. I mean, he's 10 seconds off of Jay Thompson, but he's P4. I mean, it was an awful start for Kresnos. And now he's P4. Well, hey, there we go. J-Horse into the pit lane. So is Mr. Cookie. Mr. Cookie has read J-Horse like a book there and has realised if J-Horse tyres have only just gone off now, I can whack a set of mediums on and be A-OK till the line. Though I'm surprised Mr. Cookie did not... Hang on, let's hold out for 2 more laps and get the softs. Like what Jay Thompson was doing, because he was bloody fast on those first couple of laps. He could have secured at least sort of a 2-second gap between them. It's a 1.6 second gap at the moment. And Mr. Cookie does look the more favourable one because obviously he's on the medium tyres. J-Horse is on the softs. Sorry, no, J-Horse is on the hards. Our Henson, who we're looking at the moment, is on the softs. And he's got his teammate right up his bum, who's on the set of medium tyres. Our Henson as well with a penalty. So he'll be obviously very interested in shaking his teammate from behind him, because at the moment all he's doing is losing that position. That gap now extending between Mr. Cookie and J-Horse is 2 seconds, and I think J-Horse knows what has occurred. He knows what's occurred, and I don't think he's all too best pleased about it. I mean, he's catching like incredibly fast down that back straight. Half a second he's nearly got down that back straight. I say it's probably more like 3/10. As Excelist indeed does get himself past our Henson there. And just behind as well, that was John Meister getting himself past Cadem. He expects more moves through turn 14 coming to a Las Vegas GP near you. I mean, that Delta time is staying around about 1.7 at the moment. It could certainly change. RMLF just losing a couple of positions there. Cadem, oh no he hasn't. He's gone up a position. Cadem's just come into the pits. That's probably why we saw loads of movement. Henson getting himself past Excelus there. I was about to say I saw that coming. Gets himself back up into 4th, but I imagine Excelus will be interested in getting past Sharpish. I mean, to be fair, so long as he can just hold on to the back, it's not too bad. Like, you know, it's totally manageable, if that makes sense. I think it is going to be a pretty easy running for Excelus down this back straight. 0.4 of a second down this back straight is sort of about the same as coming out of a corner, being side by side. You know, essentially all you got to do is get a half decent run out and you are absolutely fine. Case in hand, Excelist gets himself past very early on. Kressos also getting himself past Exotic very early on in that straight. Kressos moving up to P7. Excelist up to P4. And Aramelef up a position as well into the corner. Just getting past his teammate there, Exotic. It's interesting. We got the 2 Ferraris together, and we got the 2 Red Bulls together. The 2 Red Bulls aren't looking very friendly, I must say. They are really going for it. They nearly crashed there. That's Kresnos just trying to sneak around the back of John Meister. Goes round the outside. John Meister just about holds it in a straight line. I thought he was going off. I thought he was plummeting into a wall for a second there. Luckily, that hasn't happened. Pablos has retired from the session and has retired on the side though. I'm surprised Resurrection. And he has managed to get into a section which is safe. So I think it is just going to be a yellow flag, and that is going to be perfect. No safety car, no nothing. No problems. Well, not for now anyway. Pablos leaving the session there. Mr. Cookie, obviously Jay Thompson pissing. So Mr. Cookie re-inherits the lead. J Horse 1.6 behind. That gap doesn't seem to be changing. What's interesting about that is if J Horse can keep that gap unchanged, then when Mr. Cookie's tyres start to go slightly off, he can use all the extra ERS he has, but that does give J Horse the opportunity to try and just break that sub 1 second gap, because that would be mega for him. I can see this possibly going right down to the wire. J Horse has just got to try and find those 7/10 somewhere, because it seems to be Cookie will be a little bit faster one lap, and then J Horse will be slightly faster the next, and then Cookie will be slightly faster next. I mean, this is what this rivalry, Cookie and J Horse, has always been like. It's just been bloody close every single time. Obviously, they were championship contenders back in season 5. J Horse walked out with the season championship. Mr. Cookie lost out in Brazil after a very poor start to his race. Almost killed the championship's hopes as soon as the race got started, after them both starting in really good positions. It was a shame to sort of see the championship dwell out that way, but he got his revenge the very next season. Mr. Cookie, our current world champion and our current leader of this race, showing that he certainly is a very, very good driver, and that he is deserving of his championship and that praise. J Horse as well, showing that he's still lost absolutely nothing. Our season 1, 2, and 4. Is he 4? No, 1, 2, and 5. 1, 2, and 5 champion. Yes, I believe I'm correct when I say that. He didn't win 3. That was Lifebout. I think Cookie won 4, but we don't really talk about season 4. So yeah, then 5 was J Horse and 6 was Cookie. Our Henson there coming into the pit lane. He's swapping out those softs for a set of softs. And as well, that's Star Wars in. Changing from the mediums to the softs. Just making sure he's got in those extra Youngling Slayers, extra grip on the hilt. I'm going to make so many Star Wars jokes about it. Have we got a race on the 4th of May? Is the 4th of May a Wednesday? I so pray. I pray. Hey. No, it's not. The 1st of the 8th is about slap bang in the middle. That's very depressing. Right, anyway, back to the racing, shall we? We're on lap 19 and 25. Nothing's happening, if I'm being totally honest. This is the closest battle. It's half a second. The 2 Red Bulls still going for it. Yeah, I'm going to be totally honest. If you have joined us just now, you can sit and watch the Red Bulls fight, but you're not going to see much else at the moment. If I give you a bit of a rundown of sort of what's happened so far, the most outrageously close qualifying you will ever see in your life. A really strong display from Cookie and J Horse as of right now. J Horse tyres, he went for the medium hard. Mr. Cookie went for the hard medium. J Horse stretched out his mediums for a very long time. Sort of basically the first lap they hit the wall. Mr. Cookie was finally able to break free of the outrageously powerful DRS that is at this track. And their constant switching into turn 14 finally stopped. Cookie realised that he knew J Horse was only going to get slower, so J Horse was going to be pitting for his fresh tyres about then, because he'd really been pushing those was medium tyres a very long time, so he knew he was going to come in. Pitted and swapped his tyres round, so there was no time delta lost. Kind of played J-Horse at his own game, really, and slotted on a set of medium tyres, and he's managed to maintain this sort of 1.6 to 2 second gap, and it's kind of been like that for sort of the last, I think it's about 5 laps, really. And yeah, you join us now where these the two Red Bulls properly going at it with each other, Amalef and Exotic. Um, you'd think they'd be sort of, kind to each other, and they'd make plenty of. No, they're properly going for it, and I rate them for it. They're going side by side now into turn one. Who's going to have it? Round the outside, Exotic. Amalef's going to get the slightly better exit. God, they're so close. As Luke in pit lane. Why doesn't it tell me they're pitting? Is it because it's because I've got penalties on? That's so frustrating. I'd have been free of so many things had I have just like known that. Oh. Oh, I've had to been trying to figure out if people are in the pits or not. Oh. Gonna go for another swap once again. Let me guess. Turn 14? It's turn 14. I'm thinking about causing a safety car without getting TNF. Well, the fact that you've kind of told me that you're planning on it, the only issue with that is if a safety car was to happen, you would kind of be the main suspect. And I just worry that, you might get penalties. Well, I mean, if you picked up a penalty or you got disqualified in the race, it wouldn't exactly change your points. But the worry is if you got like a quali ban for the next race or a race ban, that would be bad. I don't know what the rules are, like deliberately causing a safety car, what you get for it. Because if you get like a race ban, I'd say, God, no, that's a terrible idea. If you got like a 15-second penalty, then, go for it. No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I do not condone causing safety cars for no reason, right? Can I just make this really, really, really clear? Right, I'm going to make it like incredibly, incredibly clear. Okay. See, this is how clear I'm going to make it, right? The Castratristics, who has terrible hair at the moment, it turns out, does not condone it. He does not condone whatsoever. Back to the racing, shall we? I'm sorry. Don't kick me off, please. Oh, I keep doing that. Sorry. Go away. Jay Thompson has been... I haven't even noticed that. He's been getting close to J-Horse, That is now a fight for second place, if I've ever seen one. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a fight on our hands. Woohoo! I mean, Exotic and Aramleth have been fighting for quite some time, but have they? Like, they've just kind of kept swapping places. This is an important fight because this is big points Obviously, the constructors stays the same no matter which way round they finished. It doesn't for this lot. Jay Thompson gets himself past just before hitting turn 14. Our favourite of turns, as we all very well know. It's just a fantastic turn. It's just so full of fun and joy. But at the moment, it's still fairly quiet. I mean, J Horse, he needs to stay within that second because he's getting far out. Oh no, he's already lost. Oh, J Horse has had really poor pace on these hards. He is not a fan of these hard tyres whatsoever. I mean, luckily, we've only got a lap and a bit of racing to go. And Kresnos is 11 seconds behind. But J-Horse really struggling on these hard tyres. Jay Thompson has essentially walked away on those... what's it? On the... Was it mediums is Jay Thompson on? Is Jay Thompson on a set of mediums? Yeah, he's on a set of mediums. Yeah, completely wandering away now. It's 1.3. J-Horse isn't going to get DRS down this straight, which is the straight he really needed it, even if it was just to keep him close to Jay Thompson, keep him within a fighting chance, but it's just not going to happen, is it? He's just too far away. He might be able to match the pace down the straight. He might be able to match the interval speed, but it's probably not going to be enough. We're about to head onto the final lap of racing. I think we are... oh, no, we're not quite on it just yet, Mr. Cookie. About to come around the final corner for the second to last time. So we move on to lap 25 now with Mr. Cookie crossing the line. Now Jay Thompson and J Horse indeed crossing the line as well. I'm going to hold off from them and watch out for Excelist and Kresnos because this could be a really, really big fight going into the very last lap. Half a second between them. It's the fight for fourth. Kresnos currently got the advantage in fourth place on a pair of red-walled soft tyres. And Excelist in P5 is on a medium set of tyres, yellow-walled. Now, that is certainly going to play havoc for Excelist. He manages to keep close through the safety car, through the DRS zone. Issue is it's going to be in the acceleration zone. It's going to be through these corners, especially up here in sector 1, that he's going to struggle to stay within that second. He needs to stay within that second desperately if he wants any chance of getting that position back down the main straight. He's going to have to activate a bit of ERS here. Yes, he does, exactly as I guess. Kresnos as well doing the exact same thing, just trying to break through that second. He knows that that second is a very, very important factor, and he knows he hasn't got it. Excelist coming through that corner. He is going to be within the second at the crossing point. Now we go on to DRS. It's going to be a very, very long way away. It's in nearly 9/10 of a second. He's ERS to the wall. Is it going to be enough? I don't think it is. They're heading now into the final corner. He's gaining at incredible speed. But we're going to have to cut to Mr. Cookie because he's just come across the line to win the first race of the season. The champion stays on top as we head into the brand new season. Mr. Cookie wins in Vegas, and Kresnos, he just swoops across the line and holds on by the tiniest of threads. And the two Red Bulls coming across the line. It was Exotic in the end who held on and got P6. Star Wars next across the line and Caden through next. And oh my God, was it close between Kresnos and Excelist. We had to cut away to talk about Mr. Cookie, but Jesus Christ, that is outrageously close. Not Kong through next. He got Hazard just behind, but I think it is too far back to really see a fight to the very end. Hazard very shaky through there as Luke comes through next with John Meister just behind, who hasn't had the most optimal of races, who looked to actually be in a really good position, but unfortunately it wasn't his day. We'll cut to Resurrection and sort of just watch him come across the line. But there we go. That was the Las Vegas Grand Prix, and I think, in my opinion, quite boring, but okay as well. Like it was solid, but okay. It's weird. And there we go. That is our final driver across the line. And it turns out J Horse had a little bit of damage. Hence why he was struggling on. He wasn't struggling on the hards. He was struggling because he didn't have a front wing, which does make quite a lot more sense. I've got to say. You know, he's a very quick driver. So that was a bit of a shock. But there we go. All three drivers have done very, very well to get into the positions they were. And they all three thoroughly deserve it. So congratulations to them. And we still have no sound. So there we go. Mr. Cookie wins for the Mercedes team. It's a one-stop strategy, and it's really done him very good. Jay Thompson on a two-stopper. The best to do that comes in P2. J Horse in P3 after starting in that there position. Kresnos P4 and Exodus in P5. Exotic in P6 and Amleth in P7. Star Wars Beast 3 in P8 with the fastest time, 1:33.7. And Kadam in P9 for the McLaren. Intensity P10 and our Henson P11. Notkong at P12 and Hazard in P13. Luke in P14 and Daedric in P15. Blackbone P16. Resurrection P17. John Meister in P18. Pablos in P19 and Robsu rounds out the pack with Pablos and Robsu having DNF'd. Right, join us back in just a moment whilst I go and sort out some wonderful interviews. Hello, hello. You join us back for the interviews in the wonderful interviews screen. I am joined by third place at the moment, J Horse. What happened at the end?
Oh, just a oversteer moment going through the long right hander. And once you have that, it's pretty hard to correct it properly without at least touching the ball. And it's going to be a bit of damage, which is a bit of a pain. But yeah, what can you do? It is
Yeah,
what
'cause
it
I
is.
mean, other than that, I think it was a pretty intense race for you. I'm guessing.
Yeah, it was good fun. I enjoyed it. I didn't think I'd like Las Vegas, and I didn't think we'd have no safety cars. So it was good to have a strategy battle. I think I made quite a few mistakes. It was pretty shoddy from me. Um, I think not getting pole was a bit of a pain because maybe on the mediums you can break the 1 second gap, and it's not as much of a DRS train. And I think also I just messed up on strategy going the same time as Cookie. I've never done the Las Vegas pit entry before, so I think I lost about
Hmm.
7 tenths in that, which was not ideal.
Ah,
But yeah, I think we all had pretty even pace, so I'm not too annoyed about anything. But it was good fun. I enjoyed it. Just a shame not to be able to fight for the win in the end.
yeah. I mean, other than sort of this race, has this sort of put you in high hopes for any other races you'll be partaking in this season?
I do not know what races I'll be here for. Let me have a look quickly. It will be Bahrain and Australia. So I like those tracks. I think it'll be fun. Hopefully I can get some actual practice in for those ones.
Hmm.
And not be hungover because you might be able to tell I'm struggling a bit. Um,
Did you have quite a good night last night?
uh, I did. My body didn't, and my body is definitely not having a good time now. But
That's
it was good fun. Um, but yeah, no, good fun. Congratulations to Cookie, obviously, and congratulations to Jay Thompson as well. Good to always fight with them.
Lovely. Should we get your three-word race roundup so you can go home and go to bed?
Oh God, don't drink, kids.
I think that summarises it quite nicely.
Yeah,
I say to be able to put on a show like that whilst also on ropes, I say fair play.
thank you, mate. Appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Off you go. Go have a glass of water and get yourself to bed.
No, I'm going to sleep for days now. Thank you.
Alrighty. See you next week.
See you. Take care, mate.
And you. Alrighty. Well, next up, shall we get Jay Thompson in? Hello, Jay Thompson.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
Oh, talk us through the two-stop strategy. Made it work very nicely, didn't you?
Yeah, surprisingly, I wanted to do a alternate strategy, and honestly, I just assumed people would stay on the one stop.
Hmm.
Um, I didn't see, or like, I didn't sort of expect Cookie to be on the hard tires. No, who was?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was on the hard tires. Yeah, I didn't expect him to be on those.
Yeah.
Which caught me out a little bit, and then but no, the strategy worked well. I obviously caught up to Jay Hawes, overtook him. Apparently, he had damage. I'm not sure if that's true. And then he
Yeah.
said he had some weird steer as well. So obviously, without those mistakes, I probably will still have gotten third. But no, I was happy with the pace and the strategy felt good.
Yeah. I mean, talk us through the race because it was sort of a bit of an up and down roller coaster for you.
Yeah, in Vegas, on the stream, you were saying there was turn 14 was always the overtaking corner because of that long
Hmm.
straight. And it's true, that's like the main overtaking spot because of how long that DRS straight is.
Yeah.
But no, the first 8 laps I did on the softs, it was good fighting with Cookie and J Hawes.
Hmm.
It always is with those two on track. Uh, they didn't last quite as long as I wanted, and they weren't nearly as good on pace as I was hoping for, but they still did the job. And then the mediums to the end was quite fun as well.
Yeah.
Cutting through the midfield was really fun. I got through there quicker than I thought I would, which was
Hmm.
important, obviously,
Yeah.
for the race.
I was gonna say when you came out and you were behind sort of quite a dense pack of the midfield, I thought, oh, this is problematic for him. But you got through pretty well.
Yeah, I thought it was going to ruin me, but yeah, it didn't, luckily.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to say, it's a successful race overall for you. Does that put you in sort of good stead for the rest of the season?
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, Bahrain's next. I've always loved Bahrain, and then Australia as well. Two are probably some of my best pace-wise tracks. So I'm looking forward to those. And yeah, I'm just glad to be back. Happy to be back racing, and it's looking like a good performance so far.
That's great to hear. Well, should we get your three-word race roundup?
Vegas was fun. It was unsurprisingly fun, or
Yeah,
surprisingly
it
fun.
was.
Sorry.
It was I think this is kind of the feedback I'm getting on the drivers loved it, and it was quite boring up in the comms box. I can't lie, but I mean, so long as you guys enjoy it, to be fair.
Yeah,
Alrighty,
I bet
well,
it was. It was just DRS overtakes the whole
it
race.
was. It was
Pretty
just
much.
turn 14. It was just constant. Um, but yeah, congratulations on the podium position, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you. Thank you so much. See ya.
Right, see ya. Alrighty, well, I thought I probably ought to talk to him, I guess. Um, result, don't you think?
Oh, 1 second. I was just trying to really quick do this. Hold on. God. This is me not knowing how to actually use Discord. I don't know how to make you louder. 1 second.
Left, right click on me, and then it'll have volume.
Oh,
Unless you're on
hold
your,
on.
oh, you're on your phone. I don't know
There
how
we
to
go.
do it on the
There we go.
phone. You got it. Nice.
Right. Yep, all good.
All good. Well, quite a result for you, wasn't it, Mr. Cookie?
Yeah. I'm very, very, very happy with that race. I'm so glad how it turned out because I don't know if you saw in quali what happened with
I saw in quali.
Robsu. Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw. Yeah, we saw how outrageously close it was.
I mean, did you see Robsu Resurrection myself? Did you see what happened there?
No, no.
Oh, okay, right. So you're gonna have a little bit of a shock here.
Oh
I'll just send
Christ.
it to you really quick because this is.
That's all right.
It
We
was a
we
bit
can
scary.
we
Because this is
can we
why I
can
didn't get off
display
the
it for
laptop
everybody
till
to
the
see. Oh God, yeah.
end.
Well, I remember you having an absolute stinker until the final lap because I thought, oh, he
Yeah.
must just be really really poor at this track and he's gonna get, I don't know, a cheeky sort of P10. Right, let's have a little look, shall we?
If you want to take that first lap, that was the first one I tried, and then after that, all I had was just used tires for the second lap. So that's why my lap was so poor.
Hmm. Right, so here we go. We're on board with Mr. Cookie. Coming through, long right hander into the left. Oh dear, oh dear. I'm surprised you haven't DNF'd out of that. Oh my God.
Yeah, I was so surprised, especially when I had it as well, because it was what about 190 into resurrection there. So yeah, to go from that to getting pole and how close it was, especially by literally 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy because I haven't had pole in almost 6 months now, and it feels like it's been way too long. I was so happy. So yeah, very glad with how that turned out. And then the race as well. Actually, the first stint was probably one of my best I've done, like ever. Really, it was just I've kept with everybody. Jay Thompson on the soft tires, Jay was on the mediums, and it's just yeah, it just worked really well because there was no time where I really slipped out of a second by the time I got to the Vegas Strip, and yeah, it just allowed me to kind of stretch out a little extra lap and then get out of DRS J Horse and then just kind of go to the end, just sort of cruise, especially after J Horse got that wing damage. And yeah, it was a bit boring after the first stint, I'll say, but yeah,
I guess
I'm just really
you
happy
were quite
because
lonely
25
for the
laps.
second.
Yeah, second stint really wasn't having that much in it, so yeah, I'm just really happy with it.
Yeah,
I'll
I've
say
got to
that.
say, I mean, I thought I was sort of up here talking about sort of when both of you guys came into pit. I thought it was sort of along the lines of, oh, Cookie's realised that J Horse's tyres have hit the wall. If he pits now and doesn't lose any time in the pit stop, then he comes out on faster tyres at the same time as J Horse. That was kind of my logic. I don't know how similar that was to sort of what you were thinking at the time.
I think sort of as soon as I got out of DRS or just close to out of DRS, I'd be like, okay, well that's good then. I'm just going to kind of manage a little bit, see if I can pull away maybe a little more if I can't
Yeah.
manage, and then box as soon as he gets any closer. So
Yeah.
yeah, after that second stint, really boring, but I'm just really happy because it's that boring. I was very worried going into this track. Let's just say that. But yeah, really happy with the win. Happy with pole as well, and it's probably the best thing I could start my season to.
I think that you can pretty much summarise that very well. Righty, should we get your 3-word race roundup?
Best start ever. It's it's pole. I mean, it wasn't quite fastest lap, but that's completely fine. I wasn't on a super stop like many others, and yeah, there we go.
Yeah. I was about to say,
just really happy with that.
yeah, that probably is. Is that your best start ever? Have you ever picked up a win in the first round?
I probably have somewhere, but I don't think any were like really as good as this one. I think this one was really good, and it wasn't like I kind of won it on luck or anything else like that. It was pure pace, and yeah, I think just bonus points for that pole because I just haven't gone in a long while. So
Yeah.
very happy.
Well, I say congratulations on your win, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you very much.
Alrighty, well, that just about summarises it all. Thank you all very much for watching, even if you did sort of start to fall asleep in the second half of the race there. I certainly did. Other than that, I've been the Characteristics. Thank you, and good night.